Welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. For those of you who might be tuning in after not listening for a month or so, things are a little bit different right now. I am focusing on sharing meditations on Fridays instead of my regular podcast episodes. Just with all of the COVID-19 things going on, I felt like my energy was best served by providing some meditations that would hopefully help you feel a little bit calmer, a little bit more relaxed. So that is what we are doing. We will go back to a regular format at some point, but for now we're sticking it out with the meditations. This week I thought we would go super basic and go with a square breath. Now it's called lots of different things. I prefer to call it a square breathing, but you may know it by a different name. That's fine. All we're going to be doing is breathing in and breathing out. But we're going to pause at the top of our inhale before we exhale, and then we're going to pause at the bottom of our exhale before we inhale. So in your mind's eye, you want to think about drawing a square. So as we inhale, you're drawing one line of the square. As we hold, you're drawing the second. As we exhale, we're drawing that third line. And as we hold, we're drawing the fourth line, going all the way around to make a square. Now, if you haven't done square breathing in the past, or whatever you may call it, there are a couple things that can happen. We're so used to exhaling at the top of an inhale and inhaling at the top of or bottom of an exhale that we sometimes find it a challenge to have that pause. So I know when I first was exposed to this type of breathing, I found that I could do that full square once or twice, but on the third way around, when I got to the bottom of my exhale, I was physically unable to pause, and I had to take a big breath because it felt like I just couldn't hold it. And if that happens to you, that's okay. And what you do in a case like that is you just breathe. You can just listen to my voice, but disregard what it's saying. And when you feel ready, you can jump back into it with us. So let's go ahead and we're going to start our square breath. So for each line of our square, I'm going to be counting to 4. Sometimes I'll be counting outwardly. Sometimes I'll be counting in my head. So there will be times when there's a little bit of silence. But remember, if it gets a little overwhelming or you feel like you need to stop and breathe normally for a few seconds or minutes, go for it. All right, so I would encourage you, if it's safe for you to do so, to close your eyes. Obviously, if you're driving, it's not going to be safe to do so. And we're going to take a nice deep breath in, 2, 3, 4, then hold, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, then hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Now let's take a breath. Just a regular breath in and out. We'll take a few just in case things are getting a little bit challenging there. And then we'll do a couple more squares and that will be it. So just breathing normally here for a couple more breaths. And then together we'll draw mentally 4 more squares. So let's get ready and we'll inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Then just take a nice deep breath in and out. And again, breathing in and out. One last time. In and out. And just like that, we are finished. I hope that you enjoyed that square breath. Maybe it's making you feel just a little bit better, a little bit more relaxed in your body, or at least a little bit more energized, perhaps. Hopefully, you found that that was a positive experience. Sometimes a breathing pattern like that can be a little bit frustrating or maybe even a little bit anxiety ridden if you're somebody who has a hard time with taking a breath or holding. So if you found that that was a little bit challenging for you, I invite you to return to this episode maybe even once or twice a week for a couple weeks, and you will find that each time you practice it, it gets a little bit easier until you find that ease in the hold. We always know that we're going to get that next breath. We can just pause for a moment, enjoy that moment of stillness before we inhale or exhale. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this meditation, please let me know. You can leave a comment if you're listening to this on Facebook, or if you're finding it through Instagram or YouTube or wherever, you can tag me. I guess on YouTube you can leave a comment too, but on Instagram you can tag me at Susie Confesses or at the Wellness Simplified Podcast. We have our own Instagram channel over there. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you and hear what you thought, and I hope that you have a lovely weekend and that you take time to breathe.